Okay. So let's start with the prayers.
Om Ajnanatinmirandasya
Jnananjana Chakshurnitam Yena Tasmai Gurave Namah
Namo Vishnupadaya
Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swami Namaste Saraswati
Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sivasati Hare Krishna
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna.
Very good. So will you all say it together?
Yes, Mathaji.
Mathaji, can Nandini do it?
Let's do it all together and then one by one. I think by now you all know this, right?
Yes, Mathaji, this is easy.
All of us together with me. Okay? 1, 2, 3, go.
Yam Yantante Purusham Sada Yam So
Kalpate Yamina Yante Purusham Purushasya. Can Nandini Mataji?
Okay, Nandini, go ahead.
Pray, say the translation.
Okay.
Yam hina vyava ante ete purusham purushasya ba samadukha sukham dhiram samritya vaya kalpate.
Vaya kalpate. Okay. Balram, go ahead.
Yam hina bati yantyante purusha sabha samudukam sukham dhira somitatvaya kalpate.
Thank you, Balram. Very nice. Anyone wants to go? Shri Krishna, you want to try?
Can Ramachandra say?
Okay, Ramachandra, go ahead.
Yam hina bati yante purusham purushashabha samadukha sukham dhiram somitatvaya kalpate.
Very good. Thank you, Ramachandra. Keshavi, you wanted to read the translation, right?
Okay, Mataji.
Go ahead.
O best among men, Arjuna, the person who is not disturbed by happiness or distress at it studies in both certainly eligible for liberation.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Shall we move to the next one?
Mataji, I memorized both of the slokas.
Me too.
Okay, so shall we say it without reading? Shall we say it? The second one.
Yes, Mataji.
Shall we try?
Yeah.
Okay. 3, 2, 1, go. Very good. See, I'm only still struggling. Very nice. Who wants to go? Who wants to Okay. Thank you. Anyone wants to practice this still?
Can I, Mataji? Could I go, Mataji? I didn't go, Mataji.
Say your names.
Ramachandra.
We will give it to those who did not get a chance. Who wanted to say?
Can Samskriti
Samskruti, and who else said that she did not get a chance? Varun. Okay. Go ahead, Samskruti.
Atachainam nitya jatam nityam va manyase mitam tatapi tam mahabaho nainam sochitam arhasi.
Thank you. Very good. Who wanted to go?
Can I read, Mataji? Please.
Sivya. Okay, Sivya, go ahead.
No, just check. Atachainam nitya jatam nityam va manyase mitam tatapi tam mahabaho nainam sochitam arhasi.
Very good.
Could I go,
Thank you.
Mataji?
Who's that?
Keshavi.
Okay, who wanted to go?
Can I go, Mataji?
Keshavi, 1 minute. We will give it to those who did not get a chance, okay?
I'm not.
Varun, you want to go?
Translation.
Yes, can I go?
Yes, go ahead. Actually, your voice is very low. Go ahead.
Atachayana nityajatam
Sorry,
nityam
ignore the top message.
brahmana tatapi tam mahabaho nainam sochitum arhasi.
Thank you. Anyone else?
Sri Lakshmi.
Sri Lakshmi, go ahead.
Tachinam nityajatam nityamamam semritam tatapi tvam mahabaho nainam chotitam arhasi.
Very good. Thank you. Anyone else?
I want to do Mathaji.
Yes, Rudra, right?
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Atachayana nityajatam nityavamanya semritam tatapi tvam mahabaho nainam sochitam arhasi.
Very good. Thank you, Rudra. Keshav, you want to say quickly?
Yes, atachita nityajatam nityava manasemritam tatapi mahabaho nainam soshitamarasi. Thank you,
Very good.
Mataji.
Thank you. Who wants to read translation? Sri Krishna, go ahead.
Okay, Mathaji. Jagdish. If, however, you think that the soul or the symptoms of life will always be born and die forever, you still have no reason to lament, O mighty Arnd.
Thank you. Okay. Thank you for reciting these verses. Yes, everyone was done, right? Anyone? Did I miss anyone? Anyone wanted to say? We will move to the next part. Okay, Pari, go ahead.
Atachayana nityajatam nityam vamanya semritam tatapi tvam mahabaho nainam sochitam arhasi.
Very good. Thank you. So shall we move? So today we are going to see what all lessons we learned in the story. Do you all remember the story from the beginning?
Yes.
Anyway, we will revise the story also. So how it started, the story? How did we start? Who's this about? This is story about.
First King
Citrakethu
got a son,
Citrakethu Maharaj.
He had 10 million wives and he got a son, and then later he got son
One by
and
one, okay.
from Magira
One by
Muni.
one. So we will
Can
see
Sri
how
Lakshmi say?
we will go from the beginning, okay? So we'll see how beginning how what was the part, like how Citrakethu was a very good and pious king, right? He was well educated and everything was going on very nice, and he had 10 million wives and everything was good.
But he did not have a son.
He was not satisfied. Why? Because he had a, what is this here? What will be the
Desire.
desire to have a son?
Desire.
Yes. So
To
what
have
we
a
learned
son.
from this part we learned is about desire. What is a desire? It's a strong
Desire is
feeling.
like what you want to have.
Yes, you want to have something or wishing for something to happen very strongly, right? And what we saw, like soul without a desire is unthinkable. Soul always desires for something, right? It's always
Pleasure
active.
seeker.
It cannot be inactive. Soul, we are like pleasure seekers, right? And can never be desireless.
Our desires keep, we get more desires and more desire and more desire.
Yes, we keep getting more and more desires, especially in this material world, right? So our desires keep growing more and more and more, and we keep getting entangled. How can we spiritualize our desires? What we saw?
Go to Krishna.
How we can
Surrender to
spiritualize?
Krishna.
Yes, by the mercy of the Lord. What is the example we saw? Dhruva, right?
Awesome.
He wanted a bigger kingdom, right? But as soon as he saw Krishna, he prayed and came to realization. So how we can come out of desires? By the mercy of the Lord. How we can spiritualize our desires in this material world. Okay. Now after that, what happened?
King
had the
Citrakethu
desire.
Maharaj.
What happened once Angira Muni came and then he asked Citrakethu.
He asked King Citrakethu.
Then Citrakethu said that because I don't have a son, I'm not happy.
I'm happy.
So what?
And then
Since he is a sage,
He gave us
performed
special food, leaf,
Yes.
and then
performed the
he
sacrifice
gave
and
it to
from
one of
that-
his wives.
Yes. What is her name? Krityadyuti.
Krityadyuti.
He said, now soon you will have a son, but he will be the reason, cause of both happiness and
Distress.
And then he left. Then what happened? He became very happy.
Sad, and he just said that
He became
there's
happy,
what
right?
kind of
To hear that.
like he said that what kind of trouble can we get into? A baby will just cry now and then.
So from this part, what we learned? We learned about happiness, right?
And
So whatever happiness we are getting in the material world, is it temporary or eternal?
temporary.
Temporary, right? Like when we have get a new toy, or
Like
we
toys, gifts, or metal, or cake.
cannot keep having that thing, or we cannot keep doing something forever. It doesn't give us eternal happiness, right? It's a temporary one.
You can only have happiness when you're with Krishna.
Yes. How we can achieve eternal happiness? By
Being with Krishna.
performing devotional service.
Service
We saw that, right?
to Lord Krishna.
Our happiness should be connected to Krishna's happiness. We should always think how we can give pleasure to Krishna. What I'll do so that it will give pleasure to Krishna. And what?
Yeah, even if you are in the spiritual world, you should still think of Krishna.
Yes. What gives Krishna pleasure?
That his devotees are
Devotional
doing Krishna
service,
consciousness.
and you should never disturb the devotee.
Yeah. And what makes him happier? What we saw? When we serve his
Devotees.
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 Yes. And that's why
Mathaji, someone's echoing.
Huh?
Someone's echoing just now.
Yeah, I think it stopped now.
Yeah.
So how we can serve other devotees also, like our parents, they are also devotees. Our friends who are devotee friends, we can try to serve them also, right? And Krishna
Even Srila
becomes happier.
Prabhupada.
Srila Prabhupada or senior devotees in temple or in Bhakti Vriksha. Krishna becomes happier when we serve the devotees, right? And we saw one more point here. Whatever happiness we get in life, are we only responsible for that? Do you think we are only trying hard for our happiness?
No.
Who are
No.
all responsible for our happiness and how we should value them in our family?
Serving them food.
Buy something for you, like a Didi.
Yeah, who does that? Who is thinking of you all the time?
Krishna
Krishna
Bhagwan.
Bhagwan.
Krishna.
Krishna, but at home also who is
Mommy, daddy.
yes, parents and grown-ups and all those who are trying for your happiness. Right?
Mathaji, if
Yes.
you're if your mom and dad are like devotees of Krishna, does Krishna feel happy if we serve them?
Yes, they are also devotees.
Miss
And
Mathaji.
Mathaji,
Yes.
Krishna has everything, and but he doesn't have one thing, devotees. Like he has some, but like he doesn't have a lot. Like,
Okay.
Mathaji.
So what happened after? Yes, someone is asking something.
So Krishna Bhagwan ji, Radha Rani are real father and mother.
Huh? What that?
Krishna Bhagwan ji, Radha Rani are our real mother and father.
Yes. So ultimately we have to serve them only. But if we serve the devotees also, Krishna is happy even with that. Okay.
Because of the
Mathaji, there's the queen and the king sitting. So who is that sage who's walking over there?
What?
Who is that? The king and the queen are sitting over there on the throne.
Here,
So then,
picture. Yeah.
yeah, in the picture. So then, who is that person who's walking over here? Here, there.
He is their son actually. This is the picture we got on the internet.
Oh, okay. I thought
he looks like he's already being a Brahmin.
Yeah, but this is what the picture we got. So
Mathaji, so the king had waited so long and hoped for a son, and he was extremely so very attached to
Yes.
the
happened after that,
son,
he took his son.
and every day his wife felt the love growing.
Yes. So that's how they got the son, and they got.
And the other queens are not so happy, so they decided to give a like a bad potion or something like that to the baby while they were
Poison.
Yeah, we will see that later in the other part. Now here what we learned, how they got so much attached to the son, right? And because he got attached, he forgot about other queens, right? He just got attached to the son and to his wife, who gave birth to that son. But he was just showing his love and care only to both of
the
them.
other queens also wanted sons.
Yes, but he gradually lost interest in other wives, right? So what we learned from this about attachment, how king got so much attached to his, he completely forgot about everything else and all his duties, right? He lost interest in everything else. What we learned in that,
There's no mystery like attachment.
no misery like attachment. There is no happiness.
No happiness like detachment.
Yes.
The detachment means we are not disturbed by internal events or material thoughts and emotions.
Yes. Yes, someone.
Mathaji, good attachment is from Paupar and Hanuman, and bad attachment is from Mantava and Ajaman.
You remember all this, right?
Mathaji, good attachment is also from Uttara because Uttara because she wanted her son to not die because she wanted the son Parikshit to like be a good devotee.
Yes, very good, Nandini. Okay. Then after that, what happened? What the queens decided?
The other kings become very envious and of the newborn baby and the queen. Poison.
Yes. So they thought, okay, we must get rid of this boy. And then they planned.
So decided they give the child poison.
Yes.
Two of the queens crept into the child's room night while the entire palace was fast asleep. They pried open the mouth of the sleeping child and put a quick acting potion under his tongue.
Yes. Thank you, Shila.
Also, Mathaji,
Mataji,
I have a question. Even why did they put it on?
Sri Lakshmi, 1 minute. We'll go one by one. Okay.
Then
Mathaji, even the guard, they didn't think it's gonna be any harm because they're the queens.
What's that?
So the people who are guarding the baby, they didn't think the queens are going to cause any harm.
Yeah, we saw that also, right?
and they also
Mathaji, so why did they put it under the tongue?
and so like
it just means that they put it in his mouth. Yeah, under the tongue, so that he could swallow it easily.
and then in the morning when everyone woke up, they saw that the baby was not breathing.
But what we learned
Because the queen thought the baby was sleeping so long, so they checked on him and then they called a doctor.
Okay, let's see this part first. Okay.
In Mathaji.
So what is envy?
Envy means like more qualified, I guess.
Envy means like
hating someone.
Yeah, we feel like
jealousy.
Madness.
So when we see someone more qualified, we get envious. When we feel someone less qualified, we make fun of them. And when we see someone equal, we become very...
Mathaji, everyone's echoing.
Yeah, I hear echo.
Okay, someone can mute. Some of you can mute. Okay? When I ask, then you can unmute. So
whoever said that everyone's voice is echoing, that person was echoing only.
Okay. Okay. So what we saw about envy here. So what can we do instead of feeling envious? How can we come out of envy? So instead of being envious, what we can do, we should be pleased to receive someone who is more qualified. We should feel happy or we should be pleased to receive them. That should be our attitude instead of feeling envious about someone. Okay, and instead of being harsh to a less qualified man, one should be compassionate towards him. If they are not so much qualified, or you think they are less qualified, we should be compassionate towards them. That will also help us come out of envy. And when we meet someone equal, then instead of being proud of our activities, we should treat him as a friend. We can be good friends, right? So one should also have compassion for the people in general who are suffering due to forgetfulness of Krishna. We have so many, some people around us who they don't know about Krishna, or they have forgotten about Krishna. So we can have compassion for them. That will also help us to come out of this envious nature. Okay, so this we saw about envy from this part. What happens after that? When king gets to know he's so much in pain, he cannot bear that pain, right? He was in distress, complete distress. He was trying to go close to the baby, but he was falling again and again. You know, like he was crying so much. He was losing his consciousness. Again, he was gaining his consciousness. What we learned from this part about distress. Sorry, I don't know what happened.
Mathaji, are you using Google Slides?
This is PPT. So we learned about
PowerPoint.
Distress. What is distress? What is meant by distress?
That you love
He
something
was
so much.
because he was so much attached to the baby, he got so much distress, like he could not find happiness in anything. He always thought about his desire and could not think about it, right? He could not stop thinking about his son. And
In Mathaji,
yes,
Rishi
like
and
pain.
Indira, I think he warned him that his son would be the his cause of distress and happiness.
yes, that Angira Rishi had already told him, right?
Mathaji,
He did not mind that time about it. Yes.
isn't he just like Arjun when he got too attached to his
Yes.
family
That's the example.
in the war?
Right? Arjun was also completely distressed to see his relatives on the other side. Then he surrendered to Krishna because he was completely confused and he forgot about his duties, what he should do. Then Krishna reminded him when he got surrendered. How can we get rid of this distress? We have to engage ourselves. We need real engagements. And what is real engagement?
More about Krishna Bhagwanji.
Mathaji, when are we going to finish the story?
Story is already over. We are just learning about the lessons now. What all we learned.
Oh.
Yesterday you saw, right? End of story.
No, yesterday my Zoom wasn't working, so I couldn't join.
Oh, okay, okay. Someone,
Mathaji,
yes?
is Kahoot tomorrow?
I'm not sure. You're excited about Kahoot?
Yes, Mathaji.
You will get to know about that soon, I think.
Okay.
Okay. So for that, we have to revise nicely, right? Before that.
Oh, the Kahoot.
Okay.
I like the
So
Kahoot.
our real engagement is in, we have to be spiritually attached, not materially. That point we saw. And the only
We have to become Krishna consciousness.
yes, Krishna consciousness will help us to
What
come.
are we going to do today for the extra, the other one?
Other activity?
Yeah, we doing craft today, Mathaji.
Yeah, we are doing something. We actually sent you the message, right? To keep few things.
Are you doing cooking, Mathaji?
No.
Craft.
Okay, what happened after that? Queen, when she saw her, the king, so much in distress, she also could not bear that pain. And then she started talking to her dead son, right? She was asking, why are you sleeping for a long time? Get up, you have to eat. And look at your father, how he's, he cannot bear this pain. What we learned from this part? Anyone remembers?
that never get too attached to anything.
Attachment is done already. What part we saw from this? We learned about the soul. What happens when soul comes out of the body, right? Each soul has its own journey, and soul coming out of the body does not depend on the age. It depends on its own karma, and each soul attains different destination depending on the karma. The higher consciousness will take you to higher position. Lower consciousness takes you to lower position, right? And every soul is individually connected to Krishna. Although we have so many relations here in this material world, our real relationship is with Krishna. We are all individually connected to him, and we are all servants, which we have forgotten in this conditioned life, right? This is what we saw, and we saw many qualities of the soul, like how soul changes the body one after the other, and then soul neither has birth or death. Anyone remembers any verse related to any of these qualities?
And Mathaji, I think it's Mathaji, is it Nainam Mathaji, would it be Matra Sprashas Pukantaya?
I think Avinashi Kutadriti is there.
Chitra and
Vasam Sijiranami is there. All these verses we saw, right?
Mataji, your voice is really low.
Mathaji, in the end, he turned into a demon, but he actually asked the other person, the person who was fighting him.
Indra.
We will see that in the end. After that,
He asked Indra to kill him actually,
Mataji,
because he was so in Krishna consciousness that time.
Mataji, your
Because-
voice is really low.
No, Sri Lakshmi.
Demon
cannot hear
body.
me?
Barely, Mataji.
Really?
I can hear you, Mathaji, good.
We can hear you properly, but
Oh, okay. So
Same.
who is
But
that?
she-
Mathaji, we can hear you really good, but we can't hear you that
Mataji,
much.
I can understand what you're saying, but it's really low.
Yeah,
same with me, Mataji.
I think everyone,
Okay, if others stop talking, then probably they'll be able to.
now we can hear better.
Now we can hear.
Okay. So
I
what
still
happened
can't hear
that
Mataji.
Angira Muni and Narad Muni, they came, right, to see the king because he was lamenting a lot. Yeah, they came to give him the knowledge. They explained how the relationship.
Mataji, I can't hear because everyone is talking.
Yes, that's what I told them. Now let's. If others can stop talking, then others will get to hear.
We're not talking, Mataji. We can only hear you.
Yeah, Mataji, we can all.
Okay, good. Okay, so then what
Hello.
they both told him that the relationship between father and son is not actually a fact. It is simply a representation of the illusory energy. We are in the illusion, and the relationship did not exist before, nor will it stay in the future also. There was no such relationship before also, and it won't be there even in the future. So what we learned from this part, we learned about illusion, right? How we are in this illusion, a false idea or belief. And we also saw this picture, you remember?
Mataji, what does the picture mean again? It looks like it's actually spinning.
Yes, but actually it's not, or you can say that. It's like illusion, right? It is making us.
Yeah, what does that mean?
Mataji, actually,
something
it's
which
not
is
moving
not
because
actually happening.
if you put a video in the Google Slides or something, and in Zoom, if you slide a little, then the picture or video will stop. But right now, even if you slide it a little, it looks like it's still moving. So that means it's actually a photo.
Okay.
Yeah, because like she took this type of photo that like it's illusioning us that it's a video.
Making us believe something which is actually not happening. So that's what we are under illusion. It is making us believe that okay, these we are related. These are our parents. These are our relatives. It is making us believe. Actually, we are under illusion, right? This is what.
Like some people believe like there is a tooth fairy.
How?
Okay. So how can we come out of this illusion? We can try to get knowledge about the soul, right?
Yeah.
Krishna himself gave to Arjuna because we are always under the illusion. We've forgotten about the soul, about Krishna. And also we learned about lamentation, how king was lamenting, right?
Mathaji.
What is lamentation? Yes.
Like complaining or something.
It's like the passionate expression of grief or sorrow or weeping. You're constantly thinking about something which you have lost. You're constantly in pain.
Mathaji, in Citrakethu Maharaj's next life, was he a devotee or no?
He was like a demon because he was cursed in his other life.
He was a demon, but he was a devotee also.
No, I mean, he was cursed by Parvati. His before life.
Yeah, he was cursed by Parvati.
Yes.
But even that time, he was also a devotee. And
okay, I have to cover some more points. Okay, I have to cover some more points. The next, that one we will see later. Okay, the next part of story. So how we can come out of lamentation? What we saw, we can take association of devotees and learn about transcendental knowledge, like how king took the association of Angira Muni and Narad Muni. Here is the example, right? How Devahuti took association of her son Kapila, and she also got the knowledge from him, right? This part we saw about lamentation. This one point we learned. After that, what happened? The king listened to the sages and he was relieved from false lamentation. And then he started to inquire about their identity. And then they instructed that all sufferings is due to the bodily conception of life. Then one understands his spiritual identity and surrenders to the Supreme Personality of Godhead, one becomes actually happy. That is actually our happiness. That is the nature of the soul, right? And when one searches for happiness in matter, one must certainly lament for bodily relationships, self-realization. Self-realization means spiritual realization of one's relationship with Krishna. So from this part, when they gave this transcendental knowledge, what we learned? We learned about suffering, right? How is suffering is caused? Not by God, but why it happens? Why we suffer? Because of our own desire. We wanted to desire, we wanted to enjoy separately from Krishna. That desire we had, and that's why we are suffering here. Right?
And that's why Krishna created this world and everything. And
yes.
That's what, yeah.
And also it can happen from...
We turned away from Krishna. So we are experiencing all these varieties of sufferings.
And from your karma.
Yes. So what we can do, we can simply turn towards him and obey his good instructions in the scriptures. And then we can reinstate ourselves in the position of everlasting happiness. Do you all remember this? Yes. How we can come out of suffering? We have to remind ourselves of the aim of life. What is the aim of life?
To go back to Godhead.
To go back home.
Is the aim of life coming
to
first?
go back to God.
Our aim
To
of
go
life.
back to
Yes. Go back to Krishna. Look for happiness. Where happiness.
Go back to Godhead or
go back to Godhead. So we can meet our
back to go home, go to Goloka Vrindavan.
Yes.
Yes, Advaita is
Do
right.
not forget that we are the part and parcels of Supreme Lord, right? So we should not
Yes,
actually
Mathaji.
find happiness in the temporary things, material things. Okay. Then what happened after that? Because of the mystic power of Narad Muni, the living entity re-entered the dead body for a short time. Okay, I don't know how much time we have.
about 9 minutes.
I think we have. No, it's
We
all.
have 8 more minutes, Mathaji. 8 more minutes.
Oh, because
7:52.
7:50 we have activity yet. I don't know if Mathaji is here.
7:15. Okay. Then we can do.
Mataji, it's 7:52.
Yeah, you can do
Mathaji.
like
It's Mathaji. It's 4:52.
18 minutes.
Okay,
I
so
think.
you will start with your activity. Okay, I will stop this sharing.
Mathaji, it's 4:52.
It's 6:52.
I'm 2 minutes late.
4:52.
Stop sharing.
7:52. We live in different time zones, so the time is gonna be different.
I'm in different places, so that's
7:51.
wait.
I'm in PS. 7:52 for me.
I'm US, so I am. Mine is
Okay, you
6.
can start with your activity. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Vrunda Mataji.
Thank you. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna,
Bye.
Mataji.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Mataji. Thank you, Mataji. Yay.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Hare Krishna Radhika Mataji.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Radhika Mataji.
Hare Bol.
Krishna Mataji.
Mataji.
Mataji, will you share the screen or I can just go like that?
No, you can share, Mathaji. You don't know how to share, we can help you. But I made you co-host. You can
Mathaji, I really like the ice cream you taught us.
Thank you so much. Mataji, I don't have that shloka thing. I don't know.
okay, slow.
What Sokla? Sloka.
Vrunda Mathaji, are you going to
Bhagavad Gita chapter 15, text 3.
I can share it now.
Yeah, Mataji, third shloka.
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Hare Krishna.
Namaste Hatatopalatpite Nantana Jada Sambadishta Ashwattamam Suviradamunu Sangajastrana Videna.
Samtattvaya Kalpate.
How are you all doing?
please mute yourself?
Good Mataji.
Good.
Yes, Mataji. What are we making?
Today we are making one of like in this course. Yeah, the diyas, small diyas, how we'll be doing aarti for Krishna in different ways, right? So in Purushottam month we'll be doing.
It will look like this. And you gotta put oil on it and put fire.
Can you see?
Yes, Mataji, thank you.
Yes, Mataji.
So in the Purushottam month we are doing every day one shloka, right? They all should repeat. So today we are doing 15.3 shloka. I'll say one word, we'll repeat, okay? Narupamasena.
Narupamasyeha.
Narupamasena.
Narupamasena.
Tatopalapyate. Narupalasena tatopalapyate. Nantona Adirna Cha Sam
Sampratishta.
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 Nanto na chadena sampratishta.
Nanto na chadena sampratishta.
Repeat first two lines ago. Na rupamasyena tatopalapyate.
Narupamasya tatopalapyate.
Nanto na chadena pratishta.
Nanto na chadena sampratishta.
Ashvatamemam
Ashwatthamenam.
Suvendramulam. Ashvatamemam Suvendramulam. Asangarastrengra Ashangashastrena Drudena Chitvam Ashrangashastrena Drudena Chitvam Or anybody want to do the translation?
Can I see Mathaji?
Mataji, advice.
Yeah.
Mathaji, advice.
Varun can go. Advice, you can go, then Varun can go.
Mathaji, the form of this tree cannot be perceived in this world. No one can understand where it ends, where it begins, or where its foundation is. But with determination, one must cut down this strongly rooted tree with the weapon of detachment. Thank you, Mataji.
You're welcome. Varun, you can go ahead.
The real form of this tree cannot be perceived in this world. No one can understand where it ends, where it begins, or where its foundation is. But with the determination, one must cut down the strongly rooted tree with the weapon of detachment.
Okay. Thank you, everyone.
Mataji, can Ojasvi go?
Yeah, Ojashvi, you can go ahead.
The real form of this tree cannot be perceived in this world. No one can understand where it ends, where it begins, or where its foundation is. But with determination, one must cut down this strongly rooted tree with the weapon of detachment.
Okay, thank you.
Ramachandra say?
Ramachandra, I think so. We have just 15 minutes. Okay, you can go ahead, Ramachandra.
The real form of this tree cannot be perceived in this world. No one can understand where it ends, where it begins, or where its foundation is. But with determination, one must cut down this strongly rooted tree with the weapon of detachment.
Thank you, Ramachandra. Okay, then shall we go with our craft? Small thing, Diya thing.
Yes, Mataji.
So the materials we need is some cotton balls.
Toothpicks. And that's all we need.
So first is, everybody are ready with your material?
Yes, Mataji. Yes, Mataji.
I'll see pictures.
Yes.
Okay. Just take cotton. You want to also try?
Okay.
Just separate with small thing. Just take small piece. Just spread it in this way. You can make a small circle or whatever shape you get, that is fine. Okay. See, I'm just spreading this. In one full cotton ball, I just took a small piece and just spreading in this, not half. In one cotton ball, you can make 4 or 5. Okay, see, if you want little thicker or thin, I just made, see, even you can get gap is also fine. I'm just using my fingers and just spreading it. See, it's not exact circle also, but don't worry about the shape. Did you finish till this part? Can I go for next step? And I'm just taking one toothpick. If you don't have toothpick, you can use your buds.
Buds.
Okay.
Like
and
earbuds.
I just holded this with my left hand. I don't know how the camera is. See, I'll be just so with this thumb finger and the other 2 fingers. Okay, and this I hold it in this way. And see, just on the edge.
I'm done.
Okay, just rotate to your clock, anti-clockwise. Just see this way. Just rotate. Just rotate. First, just rotate whatever you get, and then we can do it in the shape. Then use your 2 fingers or 3 fingers, your left hand. Just, if you're comfortable with your right hand, just do with your right hand. I'm just using both the hands. From the top, just try to bring it in the middle. Just try to rotate. Whichever way is fine with you, you can just rotate so that it comes in one shape. That's it. So it will be a little thicker also. Otherwise, it will be loose and it will just come out.
Then if you have fire on it, it's going to be a problem.
Just try to rotate till you feel that it is little thicker and it has nice shape. It is like
and
something
tighter,
is coming out. Yeah,
and tighter.
Yeah.
If it's tighter, you can make
See, this way.
Like this?
You can make it more thicker in this way. See, this is the one which Karthik made. I'm just making this more thicker.
I'm going to show my second one. If it comes good.
So
They're like this. Okay. Much harder now.
I'll show one more. Okay, I'm just taking a little bit more. You can just do with your step. I'm just showing one
Here
more.
you go. This is mine. Let's put it here.
I'm just spreading it.
You can make 3 in one cotton ball. You can make 3 in
So this time I took little more.
making this one.
You're done?
Yeah.
Can you see yours?
Vrunda. You finished it.
See, I just took with my left hand and just rotating with my right hand.
Were you mumming the phone, Andy?
Oh no.
Why did you turn the table?
Stop. Okay.
See, this is the one which I've done.
Here's the one which I done. Is it good?
Good.
Yeah, I know it's gonna be good.
So just use your fingers and make it little. Right.
Softer. No. Tighter. There. Put it where everyone's done.
Now I'll
Can
see
you
who
give me
I've
one
done.
cotton ball?
Here you go.
Yay. Okay, everybody can unmute now.
Mathaji, this is mine. This is Akshita.
Mathaji, so what if you don't have cotton balls?
Mathaji, How much of the torch kind of thing?
You have a small cloth or anything, you can just cut into your small pieces and you can make that.
I had earbuds, so I
Already
just
apply before only you apply little ghee for that cloth and then you can do that.
you can use an earbud because it already has cotton up here, so I don't
On
have
that
to.
top you do that. You already have, on that you can do again.
Mathaji,
I tried, but it didn't work for me.
Mathaji, you flattened out the cotton, and then what did you do? You put the toothpick and
Yeah, I
made
just,
it into like a torch.
you have done with this, right? This step is done for you. Did you spread the cotton in this way?
Yeah.
And I just took the toothpick or whatever you have, any small stick or whatever you have.
Earbuds.
See, I'm just rotating in this way. You can see.
Yes.
Just rotating. You can see, right? Just at one edge you hold and just try to rotate it and then make it little shape.
Make it
Okay.
tighter. Like this, Mathaji.
Okay, Mathaji.
Mathaji.
Yes.
After that, do we put the thing in the ghee?
Yeah, you need to put them in the ghee. You can make like some of them like this. I just made
Tons.
tons. Just like 10 or 15, how many you can, all your family members, how many you have, you can do morning and evening. So you can just keep it ready. I just put some ghee. Just dip in that. Just try to rotate it.
Mine's is ghee one.
Mine is little thicker, but if you want, you can make it thin. Ghee part.
Mine's
See.
all ghee. I don't want any ghee. I don't want that much ghee on mine.
Mataji, what exactly are we making?
It's not
Diya.
like craft. Yes, this is like diya.
Diya
For the
Harati.
Purushottam month, you just offer.
Oh, light lamp?
Yeah.
Okay.
So this is one type of diya we are just making. Okay.
One type of Harati.
Mathaji, so okay, wait.
Just couple of them you can make and just keep ready. Whenever you want, you can just use them.
Like you can do it when you're doing Gora Harati.
Mathaji, how to light them?
Just normally with fire.
You can just keep a candle or whatever is convenient. Each one like matchstick means or the lighter, it might take some little time, right? So you can keep one candle and you can just keep fire that, Mathaji.
Can you show one, please?
Oh, you are asking how to do this, Mathaji?
No. How to lit it?
You get the candle.
No, Mathaji, not making it, but how to light it.
I'll show Mathaji. Yeah. Okay.
Mathaji, so do you take the cotton, the toothpick out once you're done with it?
No, you can just throw like that. The cotton will be already, it will be burned. So you can just throw with the toothpick.
We can put it in the little
Get the matchbox, light it out. Kani fast time hai pata
No,
nahi. Make it fast Karthi.
wait. You have to not move it.
Okay, which is in the
Okay, good.
So this is the ghee one, Mathaji. I already applied ghee for this, and here is the candle. They can see me.
Oh, no.
You take ghee outside.
It's burnt probably.
So Mathaji, I have this big, and I can just like this much and hold
Mathaji,
this.
are you done?
Yeah, you're done. Mataji, you'll get in this way. You can just offer in this way. You can
Oh,
share
yeah,
it.
understood. Like, yeah, now
Okay.
it is clear.
Then if it is completely done, you can just keep in separate box or whatever you have.
No.
Usually in temples, they do
you
this
just
in the
throw it
sand
away.
or some stones they keep and they just keep on that. So in the home, whatever we have, we can just, or you can just off it and keep in the separate. Okay, okay.
Thank you, Mathaji.
You're welcome, Mathaji.
Mathaji, can I take
Steel
like this
ball.
and then take
Either steel ball.
a cotton ball and make it straight and then poke it in.
What? Somebody is saying something. You said cotton ball.
Almost done.
Do you want me to show it
Can
again,
I
or
take
what you
my
are
cotton
saying?
ball and then make it like,
And then it will look like this after.
so,
Hare Krishna,
so we're making like this and then putting it in
Hare
the
Krishna,
toothpick.
Mataji.
Yeah,
We're
you
making
can,
it flat and then putting it in toothpick.
yes, make it flat. Okay,
I'm throwing this away.
and just try to rotate in the toothpick so that you
Mathaji, can you
get
use
some
like
shape.
this kind of candle? Can you use like this kind of candle?
Yeah, anything, whatever you have, you can use that type of candle. Yes.
Mathaji, this is Akshita with I did the ghee part also.
Oh, good job.
Because I have a small candle.
Yeah, anything is fine. So daily offer, okay? Morning and evening try to offer to Krishna. This is a favorite month to Krishna. Okay, if you did not start, start from today, okay? After class, try to do that. Just say your mom and dad, if you have any brother or sister, you all can do it together, okay?
Okay.
Anybody want to show me? I don't know, what is the time? 2 minutes we have.
I'm using this, but it has this like this small brown stick.
What is that? You're saying the brown stick, what is that?
It's like a toothpick.
Okay.
Inside there is dark brown inside the cotton ball. So I need to remove.
You take the outside one, just leave the inside that ball thing. It is a seed or maybe something. You can just take the outside one.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mathaji, is it like this?
Yes, Samskriti. Nice. You can make little closer also, otherwise it will come out. Just try to do with your fingers. Just try to rotate it. Okay.
Like this?
I think so you took little more cotton also. That is also fine.
I have a big toothpick. I need to cut this toothpick.
Yeah, you can make it half.
I'm making two anyway. I have 4 people in my family, my mom, my dad, my brother, and me.
Yeah, you make 4 and everybody do it together, okay? I think so we can.
7:15 Mathaji, we have
Yeah,
to
8:15 Mathaji. Yes.
Mataji, it is this like R3?
and all the Vaishnavas. Vancha kalpatarobhyasya kripasya.
Thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, everyone.
Jai Vrunda Mataji ki jai. Thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mataji. Thank you, Radhika Mataji.
Govardhana Dharam Vande. Bye.
Bye.